Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
Oh, Jesus Christ, everybody.
Podcast. It's our new theme song.
That's wow.
You know you love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I probably won't do clips this time just because I want everyone to get straight into the episode, into the heart of the beast.
Do we need to make clips?
I've been trying to get down to the heart of the beast, but it's covered in thorns. What?
I don't like what you're doing. I don't like that at all. Do we need to make clips? Like, do we need to record clips at the beginning?
No, I do clips.
No, I know, but right now.
Oh, we could.
To make it quicker.
Do you want to?
I'm going to say a couple things.
Okay.
And I will then, later in the episode, naturally mix them into conversation.
If you pull this off,
Hold on.
I need
to take notes here.
Very impressed.
No, it's going to happen.
I mean, I don't know what I could give you as a reward for how impressed I will be. Probably nothing that you want from me, honestly.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds great.
What a dick.
Yeah.
What a dick, everybody.
That's what they call a flaming piñata.
All right.
So I gotta get that
That's
one.
one. Flaming Pinata. If you're playing along at home, if Nathan doesn't get Flaming Pinata, we're going to feed him to the snick.
Was that a clip?
No, well, it could be. No, I was very serious.
Let's see. I don't know. I give up on shoes. All right, there we go.
Wow. 2, Flaming Pinata, giving up on shoes.
I think that's good. Do we need a third one?
Yeah, give me one more. I just want to make it challenging for you.
Okay. What do you mean, bumblebees?
Okay. Flaming Pinata, shoes, giving up on them, bumblebees.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
All right, well, we'll see
Let
how
the
you do.
podcast begin.
Let the podcast begin. Welcome back to Sushi Jackknife. God damn it. God damn it, Nathan.
Yeah.
God damn it. Does everyone want to know why we weren't here for a while? It's a good reason.
Yeah, go ahead.
Staph infection.
Yeah.
Staph infection.
I didn't have one.
Neither did I.
No.
My wife did.
Yeah.
She's okay. But god damn it. A staph infection is a good reason not to have a podcast.
I mean, I would agree. I didn't argue with you when you were like, "Oh, my wife."
No, you were really shitty. No, you weren't. Actually.
No, I
you were
wasn't.
great. You were great. You're a nice man.
I'm an American treasure. I'm a delight.
You ever watch on PBS American Masters and they do like Frank Lloyd Wright?
No.
Yay!
I don't watch PBS because I'm not a poverty TV viewer. I can afford real TV.
Wow, the claws come out.
That's what they call a flaming piñata. Oh,
That's one.
yeah.
I wonder about the cultural sensitivity of that statement, though. Did that just come out of your head, flaming pinata?
Yeah.
All right.
It's not.
I mean,
It's not anything culturally.
if there was a
This
flame...
was an American piñata.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was an appropriated cultural thing that we had taken, and now we're destroying it with fire because we shouldn't have taken it from another culture.
Seems like something we do.
Yeah.
A flaming pinata. I mean, pinatas are full of candy. I got to just imagine like superheated caramel pouring down on top of children. Is that what you're kind of alluding to?
No.
But if it's
Because who puts caramel in a piñata?
Mexicans,
Gross. Caramel's awful.
sorry about that.
It's the worst.
Don't mean to be culturally insensitive, but pinatas are Mexican in origin.
Would they put that in there, though?
I don't know.
I bet they would put a delicious Mexican delicacy in there. Not some garbage candy.
Like caramel?
Yeah, like caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah, caramel.
Yeah, okay. All right. So yeah, no, it's true. My wife really did have a staph infection in the broken ankle that happened last year. So currently she's on balls of drugs, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
Balls of antibiotics pouring into her veins
that is true.
at a constant, I think it's 10 milliliters an hour.
She gets her antibiotic party ball
That's correct.
before we record.
She mainlines that, which is my favorite thing, by the way. I love saying mainlining because that means injected into your veins, right? And I mean, there's not a lot of things you should mainline, but life-saving antibiotics is one of them.
Yeah,
So I like to think, right now upstairs, my wife is just mainlining.
yeah,
She's such a badass.
that's what she's doing.
That's what I love her.
And drinking her hot tea.
Drinking her hot tea. She's
Like
got,
most people who are mainlining do.
she's got 2 buckets, one for vomit, one for everything else. She's got tins of soup. Has anyone seen Train Spotting? This is like the first few minutes of Train Spotting.
Okay.
He goes through when you're coming down off of heroin,
Yeah.
you need certain things, including 2 buckets and several tins of soup. That's a creepy fucking movie. Wow.
What kind of soup?
I think he prescribes like different types, like a vegetable soup is one, or like a beef.
I would feel like
vegetable
a
soup.
vegetable soup would be what you would want.
Yeah.
Meat seems like a bad idea.
Okay, maybe so. I don't remember exactly.
I just feel like that would cause intestinal distress.
Yeah. I mean, coming down off of heroin has got to be. I've never done it because I've never stopped doing heroin.
Right.
But it's got to be one of the most horrifying experiences imaginable.
I mean, I would assume so.
mean-
Otherwise, everyone who's on heroin would go, I think I'm going to quit now.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No. Yeah. I mean, there's the addiction, but there's also, you're going to go through something horrendous.
Well, I honestly think that's a big part of why people don't like
quit.
some people don't quit. I mean,
Yeah.
there's the addiction, yes,
Sure.
but it's a daunting task.
I mean, if I understand it correctly, at least in a very small way, right? Like when you come down off of when you take heroin, essentially your body stops producing all the things it normally produces, which keep you from feeling pain.
yeah.
And so when you come down, your body has no buffer to
Right.
pain. And therefore you experience it in all of its all of it.
That's no good.
Yeah. Did I say welcome back to Sushi Jackknife?
I don't know.
Well-
I don't keep track of what you say.
Yeah, you shouldn't. This is 130 episodes.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot. In case you think we've been neglecting you for our other podcast, you're right.
Yeah.
We have just a little. I mean, the staph infection is real, but we also have been over there doing nothing but a Bob thing and sort of reveling in a lot of praise that we've received, which has been fantastic.
And all the negative comments from myself.
Well, yeah, of course, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if you ever go look, but I just write 1-star review after 1-star review for us constantly.
Is that why we?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why it's like 100 1-star reviews, all of them saying Justin sucks.
You really have to go back to therapy, man.
It's weird that it all signals you out. It's weird.
You know what? Today is a day where Justin doesn't suck, though. Can I tell you why?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a haircut today. Not just any haircut. And you're probably going to take umbrage with this. I went to a salon. We have a new salon. We're in a very bougie neighborhood now, all of a sudden.
Okay. Let's calm down with the bougie neighborhood.
Well, okay,
I ate at a new Honduran restaurant the other day,
Ooh.
and it was not a bougie restaurant. It was a very good restaurant.
I've never had Honduran food.
Yeah, it's good.
What do they eat there
I mean,
in Honduras?
meat.
Yeah, sure.
There's chicken, steak.
Yeah. What's different about it?
It was good.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's
Where is that a Honduran restaurant?
well, we're not going to give directions to all these. I'm not Google Maps. This isn't the Google Maps podcast.
Very confused. Very confused. No, well, I say that only in the sense that we have a coffee shop, we have a pizza joint. It's Chicago. You know, it's not like It's not the bougiest of kinds of pizza, I suppose.
I don't know. It
It is pizza that requires knife and fork.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not. You're not going to go to a Chicago style pizza place and get a $7 large one topping.
True.
That's not a thing.
No. And we have a salon called May, M-A-E. And I went there today, and it's like I think they call it an organic beauty bar. Whatever. I had a great time. I was one of two people in there. My wife cuts my hair, right? Which means I sit on a porch on a hot day. Mm-hmm. I have clippers applied to head.
Yeah.
I have remarks about how the hair is going.
Okay.
Over the course of the haircut. And most of those are coming from me.
Right.
Even though she's encouraging. She's a realist.
Is she encouraging like, oh, the hair's going? This is a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's a lot like it's like that. Yeah, I don't have to cut it on top ever again. And so I have that, a hot day on a stool. And if I'm lucky, the wind blows. Versus I go to the salon, I get my hair washed. I get a glass of wine.
What kind of wine?
I got white wine. They had red. I asked for white.
But do they, is it just white or red?
Yeah.
See, it's not bougie enough.
Well, no, but it's still wine.
If it's bougie, they need to tell you, we have a Cabernet, or we have a Sauvignon Blanc.
Blanc. Or
if they just say white or red. It's just like bougie-ish.
I would, bougie-ish. There was a lot of pink velour in this place. All right.
See, that's not a bougie choice either.
It was kind of funky, whatever.
Pink velour is. I mean, I don't want to insult them because I'm not going to. I mean, I'm not going to go there, so I don't care. But I don't want to insult a new business. Pink velour is kind of a trashy choice. It seems like.
I would describe it as kind of funky. It's kind of funky.
Yeah, trashy.
Yeah. It's and so I got my hair washed. I got my head massaged.
Gross.
Which was fantastic.
Gross.
And during it, I said, I'm sorry, I'm just going to zen out for a minute. And she said, that's cool. I get it. We hold a lot of tension in our head. And I said, yeah, we do, don't we? We do. But I only said that internally because it was so relaxed. I mean, I don't know if you've had one of these moments ever in your life, but it was one of those where I knew it was inappropriate to smile,
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't help but smile because it felt so good. And everything smelled amazing. And then I got my hair cut and she did all the things. And when you're a guy, they have to, trim your eyebrows and your sideburns and
they trim your eyebrows.
They will if you want them to. Yeah.
That I feel like that's a separate process.
With the buzzer thing. Yeah,
I've legitimately never trimmed my eyebrows. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't get those crazy long hairs in your eyebrows?
I guess not.
Wow.
I have the current hair you see of my eyebrow. I didn't even know people trimmed their eyebrows.
Oh, absolutely.
I was not aware. Do you use special clippers?
No, you can just be careful and stuff. I mean, I do it with scissors. I press it and the real long ones stick up and that kind of thing. Yeah. So she did that. Then she washed my hair again after the haircut.
What did she do to get it dirty in between?
No, there was just so much hair. There was hair everywhere on me. There was just all covered. I was covered.
Well, it sounds like she needed to wash you, not your hair.
That cost extra.
Yeah.
Then I got a little pomade and that was it. But it was, honestly, Nathan, it was so nice.
Okay, let me tell you the opposite point here.
All right.
I decided recently to have a beard trim.
Oh, yeah.
And I started looking places. And I was like, that sounds nice. For a couple places, they would, sit you down, hot towel, trim the beard up, give you some beard wax and beard oil. And I was like, how much is it? $25? No! And I trimmed it myself, and that's the end.
Wow.
That's how I live my life.
Okay.
May will not be getting any of my business because they want my money. Unless they start donating haircuts or beard trims, I will not be there.
To the needy.
Yeah.
You would qualify.
To the cheap.
You would qualify, yeah. You know, that's an important thing, I think, for the listeners to know. Maybe they don't know. I've never seen you without a beard.
Yeah.
You've been bearded the entire time I've known you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my face grows hair.
Sure.
So why not let it do that, you know?
Just give in.
Yeah.
Just give in.
I let all the parts of my body that grow hair. I don't shave my legs. Pits, got hair.
Sure.
Yeah.
I oscillate between shaving the beard and not shaving the. I don't ever let it get really long because it starts to drive me crazy.
See,
but-
you need to just give it a go.
Yeah. Do you get past the point where it bothers you?
Yeah, that's what beard oil's for.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know what beard oil was for. I
It's
thought
for
was
that.
Just something people
It
invented.
softens the beard. It helps the beard grow better. It strengthens the beard hairs. Yeah.
So have you had some of those same beard hairs for years? Are they?
I'm going to go ahead and say that, like, the follicles are all the same,
Okay. Okay.
but the actual hair has probably gone away.
Okay. It's like grown out.
I mean, I
and
have to
then-
trim it like once a week at this point.
Okay.
So,
All right. I didn't know. I mean,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
preaching the magic of beard oil.
yeah, like once a week. I got to trim that.
Okay.
So it's all gone.
Yeah. You know,
Like, it cycles through.
no, I understand. I understand.
You know.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of good things to catch up on.
Yeah, I don't know. I just give up on shoes.
That's two. I like shoes.
Do you?
Blanket statement. I know. I know. No, I see them on people and I enjoy them. Mm-hmm. I like colorful shoes.
So, I've had a thing recently in my life where, like, I've never been a person who is a big fan of, like, the trendy, popular shoes, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
However, I saw a pair of Air Jordan 1s,
Yeah.
the lows. Now, every other pair of Air Jordans I've ever seen look ridiculous. They look like something that a spaceman would wear.
That's true.
Yeah. But the ones, the one lows, look fantastic. So I have been, and this is like months now,
Okay.
been debating, could I pull off a pair of Jordan 1s?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm cool enough to do it.
I don't know about that.
Like, I think I need knockoff ones. Like, we've gone to the mall. I've seen them. I've gone, those are nice. Can't wear them.
not cool enough.
No, not cool enough
Your
for those.
internal voice. All right. Your internal voice sounds pretty self-deprecating. Am I right? Or is it...
Well, I mean, my external voice is pretty self-deprecating, too. I mean, all the voices, pretty self-deprecating.
Yeah, no, that's true. I guess I'm just trying to therapize you a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm fully aware.
You have negative self-talk.
That's one of those things that if I went to a therapist and they pulled that out, I'd be like, oh, great job. Great job, Martha.
Martha?
I'm so glad. Yeah, Martha's the therapist in this situation.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm so glad I paid you, Martha. Oh, great.
My therapist just... Well, it's gotten to the point now where she's like, she knows when I'm bullshitting her. Mm-hmm. And that's a good point to get to.
Yeah.
Because it's a shortcut. It's a shortcut to be like, all right, well, let's not waste your hard-earned cash here.
Right.
I know that you're bullshitting me right now. What do you really want to talk about today? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like you could hem and haw for 15 minutes if you want, but
See, I don't feel like that tactic would work with me.
really, really,
I know I'm cheap, but I also feel like I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm okay with it, and then just keep doing whatever I want because I don't really want to talk to the therapist.
Well, then therapy's not for you.
No, I know therapy's not
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
You
have to want to change.
So I've realized if I went to a therapist, like
Yeah.
I've thought about this.
Okay.
What would end up happening more likely than not is the therapist would end up like trying to talk me down from from self-realizations. Like the therapist would be listening to me going, I think that's for another day. We can talk about that one later. Be like, no, keep them coming.
Like, just take
This is my
yourself-
problem. This is my problem. This is my problem. This is my problem.
Like you're going down a peg by
Yeah.
the minute.
Yeah.
Like every minute, you're sinking lower and lower.
Yeah. I need this 4 days a week now.
I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm curious about this.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about my therapy experiences quite a bit.
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
No.
Okay. If you did go, would you want to see a man or a woman?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care. It
I
doesn't
don't-
matter to you.
I've never understood why people care. I mean, I guess I would get it if you have a weird, like, sexual compulsion you're going.
Wow. Okay. So if you're a man and you're not attracted to men, you would want to see a woman.
Well,
because
Or
I mean,
if-
you'd want to see a man because you're attracted
not,
to women.
Not that, or like if you're like the people who are afraid to go to a male doctor because
Yeah.
they're just uncomfortable with it. I see that. I
Sure.
don't care.
Sure.
You're
doesn't matter
You're
to
a
you.
professional.
Okay. I understand. I understand.
I mean, unless you are a wildly unprofessional therapist, gender should not come into play when I'm talking to you.
You know what? I think that's at one level, I think that's totally fair.
Mm-hmm.
At one level, I think that's really. I just always have preferred. I'm just more comfortable talking about my feelings to women.
See,
you
I'm,
know what I mean?
I'm a pragmatic person,
Yeah.
so it doesn't affect me.
You could
at
call
all.
me not pragmatic.
Yeah. Oh,
I would not
I
be
would.
offended.
I definitely would. Repeatedly.
And you'd be right, and I wouldn't be offended.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'd talk about it to the other Lauren.
Yeah.
I have two now.
Yeah.
I have a hairdresser. She massages my scalp. And I have another. She massages my soul.
Do you get them mixed up?
No.
Like,
No.
Like while Lauren's massaging your scalp, you're like, I was battling some feelings of self-doubt this week.
Wait a minute. And that's when it stops.
Yeah.
And the water turns off and they kick you out of the salon with the cape on and your hair
Exactly.
wet.
Yeah.
And somehow they still charge you $35.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. No, I would never get them mixed up because one means way more to me than the other. And
The hairdresser.
that's obviously the hairdresser.
Your hairdresser?
Yeah. Oh, it's so important. I like to look nice.
I like referring to her as your hairdresser. Something about that makes me happy because I imagine you in like the old timey hairdryer.
Oh, with the circular
Yeah.
like dome that goes over
Yeah.
you. Yeah. The hairdryer of our grandmothers. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 I like you're not in curlers or anything. It's your current hair.
Yeah.
But you're using the hairdryer.
God, I
because
would-
she's a hairdresser.
If I could be in curlers though, because that would mean there was so much more of it. You know what I mean?
I mean, you could grow out what you have and
Oh boy. Just at the back and the sides
Yeah.
have curls. Real Louis the 14th going on over here.
it's a classy look.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. It's classic even.
Yeah.
From the Renaissance.
Throwback. That's a retro look
Sure,
right there.
Sure. Rock me,
I
Amadeus.
want my retro look to be Nike ones.
Yeah.
Like the Air Jordan ones.
Yeah.
You want Renaissance mullet hair.
That's it, man. Where's a harpsichord when you need one?
I think it's a great idea. I think you should embrace it.
Long live the concerto, my friend.
But no, I would not care about gender in any way.
It would, and age has never mattered to me. I mean, my current person, she's like about my age, actually, about my age. But I couldn't see that being. You know,
No.
the only thing is, like, if you're older, if you have an older therapist, like, it could be that they have been in it longer, and you know.
I will say I would prefer someone my age or older, like
Yeah.
around my age or older.
Sure.
Because you get someone right out of school,
You're not going to take them seriously.
I'm going to think that they're a middle schooler.
Okay.
I'm at that point in my life. I don't know if you've reached this.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Where
I'm there. I'm there.
You see someone, you're like, how old are they? 15? 23?
Jesus.
What?
No, this happened today. Okay, this happened today. I was talking to a coworker, and she was talking to Diebert, actually. She's talking to Diebert.
Yeah.
And she's talking about some guy in a band that she's interested in, right?
Okay.
And she was just talking to Diebert, and I happened to be in the same room, you know, drinking coffee.
Real quick, did Diebert care?
Yeah, she's a nice person.
Okay.
She's a nice person.
I just didn't know if she was, like, I would be listening and being polite.
Yeah.
But I really wouldn't care about the person's.
No.
Crush.
And they're not too far off in age.
Okay.
Diebert just seems much more mature. Because she's, I don't know.
That is true. She seems more mature than us.
Absolutely.
Like, significantly.
And I'm 10 years older than her.
Yeah, she should not be more mature than us. I don't know if that's on her or on us.
It's
but
probably on us.
Yeah,
It's probably our
that
fault.
sounds right.
Anyway, so this person who's like 2 years younger than her is talking about a crush, right?
Yeah.
And, oh boy, where was I going with that? Oh boy. Oh, and this person, I realize, okay, Diebert's 10 years younger than me, but it doesn't feel that way. This person is 12 years younger than me. Mm-hmm. And I think, oh, god damn. I was questioning existence when you were born.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was already at the stage where I'm like, oh man, junior high is awful when you were birthed. You know what I mean? And to see it and to know I've been 22, right? And I know what 22 feels like.
I was that age.
You
one
were
time
that
too.
age.
Yeah.
And to see her going through what 22 is like. I mean, I'm not such a dick about it because everyone has to go through that, right? And people are different, but you see the same kinds of things. You know, like what people care about at 22 is like typically the same.
Yeah. I find myself around 22 or younger. Like
Right.
anyone in that college age range.
Sure.
Wanting to, when they start talking about like something rough in their life. Now, I mean, there are exceptions, of course.
Yeah, people have where
Like
shit happen.
Like someone, their grandparents are sick or something. That's an exception.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like when they talk about their personal life struggles, most of the time just wanting to go, that's not a thing. That's not a real issue. So,
Yeah.
just,
No, it's
savor
true.
it, because if that's the biggest issue you have, you're going to be really surprised in about 3 years.
You know what though? It's one of my favorite times in life because people at that age, even people who aren't in college. I mean, maybe more so if you are in college because you have the luxury of time, right, and energy, are at a point where they're asking themselves questions. They're exploring life to its fullest. You know what I mean? And that's kind of a wonderful time.
It's a very important time.
It's a very important time. Yeah, and I feel like it's great for people if you can go through it. Now, most people, I mean, you and I went through that. We had the privilege of doing that. But a lot of people don't get that privilege. They just have to start working, or they've been working for years, whatever. You know what I mean?
But I mean, that's a form of going through it too.
It is. No, it is. But there's something special about that time period where you're old enough to not be immature as you were when you were a teenager, but you're not old enough yet to be like jaded. You know what I mean?
So I've decided this recently, and anyone who is younger than 22 may be insulted by what I'm about to say.
Okay.
I'm just warning anyone listening. 18 to 22, not adult. It's like a transitional period
Absolutely.
to becoming an adult.
Yeah.
And really 22, 23 is probably not still quite there, but you're
You're getting there.
more
Yeah.
adultish. But like 18 to 22, I look back. I wasn't I was not a grown up.
Oh, me neither. Not even
Maybe
close.
that's the difference. Maybe you're an adult but not a grown up until you hit like 22, 23, 24, and then you become a grown up.
Right. I mean, I remember how I thought, and I honestly wasn't thinking a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
it's very surface.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
your deep thoughts that you had then,
Right.
I've come across occasional things that like I wrote back then or things. I'm like,
Sure.
oh
Yeah, it's disgusting.
man, that
right?
was dumb.
Yeah.
I was a dumb guy,
Well, and I
but
think
it seemed so brilliant at the time.
At the time, of course, and people
Yeah.
admire it. Just like the hairdresser's boyfriend, who was apparently a genius
Yeah.
today, and I was very doubtful. Anyway, I don't think Bobby's a genius. I'm sorry.
No.
So, and I imagine, both of us are in our early 30s. I would imagine that we're going to look back at this period and think, oh,
I don't know. I feel like
not
we're,
as much, right?
I feel like it tapers off.
Yeah,
as you get older.
I think so.
Like you're plateauing.
Right.
In your
Right. I think, when you're older, I wonder, I don't know, just listening to some older people talk. Like I watched a YouTube video a while back that was like 5 different people who were over 100 years old. And they were just talking about their life and they were answering questions about like, what's important in life? You've lived longer than most people. Like what's important, And the things that they pointed out are almost obvious, but like really important,
Yeah.
like, okay, have friends.
Yeah, no, I've seen like I've seen these. They're
Right.
very straightforward.
They are.
They're things that if you're being cynical at the time you watch them, you're going to watch it and go, "That's stupid."
Right. Right.
But when you start thinking about it, you're like, "Yeah,
It's hard to communicate the depth of something like that. Though.
Yeah.
When you've been friends with somebody for most of your life.
yeah,
How do you communicate the depth of that relationship to someone that hasn't experienced that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I've seen them where it'll be people saying things like, "It's important to, just pay attention to what's happening."
Right.
Seems very obvious,
Right. Right.
but it's not.
Like be involved in your community.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
huge. Maintain your friendships. Have a hobby.
Yeah.
Another one was just like, be true to yourself
Yeah.
and care less about what people think about you.
That's
You
that's the one that I wish going back I'd realized sooner.
Sure,
'Cause,
absolutely.
like 18 to 22, at that age, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna just be me, but you're not being you.
No.
You're being the version of you that you want people to think you are.
right.
And so it takes a while before you're just like, okay, this is who I am.
Yeah.
I can't wear Jordan 1s without feeling a little bit weird about it. I just don't think I can pull those off.
And for me, I'm like, by God, I'm gonna get colorful shoes.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
They
wear...
have all the colorways.
Oh, it's. You
I
know
mean,
what?
oh man.
That's one of my favorite things about the time we're in right now. Like in terms of fashion, there's so much color out there, and I'm a person that enjoys color.
The early 90s have come back round.
I love it. Oh, that's funny actually, because okay, you should never say that, but
They have.
when the early 90s were happening the first time, I had, and I'm sure my mother will listen to this, I had all the colors of the rainbow in jeans. I had purple jeans, blue jeans,
Okay.
green jeans, orange jeans, red jeans, and probably some other colors that I don't remember.
Yeah.
I had all the colors in jeans.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that imprinted on me and I just like color now, but
Well, and that's the era that we're in now. I don't know if you've gone pants shopping recently.
No, I haven't.
There's some interesting choices out there now.
Are there orange jeans? Mm-hmm. Wow.
I've seen salmon. salmon colored pants.
You know, salmon just never did it for me. I mean, as a fish, absolutely.
You know what color of pants I want? Blue. Maybe some tan if I'm feeling crazy.
Yeah, I had those too. I had tan jeans.
Oh, I didn't have tan jeans.
No, I had tan jeans, not khakis.
Yeah.
I had khaki colored blue jeans, but they weren't blue. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm aware.
Very difficult to match with anything other than low Jordans.
Yeah, which, as we've discussed, we cannot pull off.
No.
Like, I'd like to. I've got them pulled up right here. I'm looking at them.
Let me see them. I don't even know what they look like.
It's a very, like, this is the plain white one
Okay.
right here. See, it's just a very
Nathan.
clean shoe. I can't do it.
I like that shoe.
I can't do it.
Why doesn't that work for you?
Man, I don't know.
No, that looks like that would work for you.
I don't know.
Guys,
I don't know.
just
I'm not bold.
Google plain white. What are they? Jordan?
Yeah.
Or Nike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the ones I saw first. This color right here.
Oh my God. It's like a smoky teal.
Yeah, it is ice blue.
Oh, it's nice.
Ice blue.
Oh my God.
Vachetta tan.
Holy smoke.
Vachetta.
How much is that pair of shoes, by the way?
A lot.
Okay. They are beautiful.
Those are 165.
Holy shit.
I'm not going to pay 160. That's another
But you know
deterrent.
what, though? You know what? Those are really nice looking, I have to say. Those are nice looking shoes.
But that's another deterrent is $165. That is many dollars.
It's many dollars. You could wear those to May, though. I mean, I got to be honest. I walked in there, and I felt pretty basic. I mean, I've got, all right, my shirt is Target.
Uh-huh.
My jeans are Gap,
Okay.
but I had them for a while. My shoes, all right, I sound a little, wow. My shoes are Tom's, but I wear them every day, and they're kind of fucked. You know, they're kind of worn out already.
Right.
I've had them for 4 months, and they're all.
What have you been doing in them?
You know, it's my job. It's funny. It balances between office work and then I'm like climbing in a ceiling half the time. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get the general words.
Yeah. It's just there are days when I get dirty.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I get dirty.
Yeah.
I have a dirty job.
Dirty job.
Micro. Mm-hmm. Oh, micro.
It sounds like you work hard, but also play hard.
I do both of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you walked in looking like
I looked pretty basic.
Looking like a schlub.
You know, let's not say a schlub.
No, it's too late.
Oh, man.
It's already been brought out.
So
You already needed a haircut. That's why you were there.
Well, I had poofy sides.
You got poofy sides. You got old jeans. You got beat up Toms.
Yeah. You know how you're a 30-something guy and you're losing your hair, but it grows ferociously on the sides and back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lauren, was that her name?
Lauren, yeah.
Looked at you and went, here is a lump of clay. I've got to mold what I can out
And
of
honestly,
this.
I sold it to her that way because I was like, she was like, do you cut it curved or straight at the back? And I was like, honestly, Lauren, I don't know. This white wine is speaking to me. Why don't you just create right now?
I legitimately don't know what those two options mean.
Exactly. It's funny. I haven't seen the back of my head that much. But whatever you think, because there's always one option when people give you options like that.
Yeah.
Do you want it straight or curved? Probably straight.
Yeah.
I would think. Because of the way you intonated that, right?
Yeah, you make it sound like there's one correct choice.
Right. No, she was very kind. But yeah, it was straight. Yeah. I said, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I said, I am your clay.
Like around your neck?
Yeah, like the neckline. Do you want it cut straight across or do you want it kind of curved?
Who curves it?
I don't understand. I don't know. Maybe that's something
I didn't even know that was a choice.
That's probably an early 90s thing.
I didn't know there were options. I thought you got a haircut and they went, done with that part.
I remember like being 12 in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, mid
Back in the day?
mid 90s, 96 or so. And the first time I went to the hairdresser and told them what I wanted myself, and I told them to cut it to like basically like mid skull at the back of my head.
Interesting.
Like I was like, they were like, "How long do you want?" I was like, "I'll cut it like right here." And I
Did they do that?
No. She was like, "Oh, honey." And
That's a responsible barber.
it was. She
Yeah.
was. She was. She was. I don't remember her name.
Hairdresser.
It was probably
a
Lauren.
responsible hairdresser.
All the important people in my life have been named Lauren.
Now I'm imagining 12-year-old Justin in one of those old-timey hair dryers.
With curlers.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
back then I could have pulled it off.
Yeah, there's like a whole row of women reading, People magazine or whatever, and
Right.
you have the highlights.
You know, I did have a subscription to Highlights.
Everyone has.
Of course.
Yeah, being a kid, it just comes with it.
Did you have a
get one.
subscription to Nickelodeon magazine?
No.
Nickelodeon magazine. I did. Nickelodeon magazine was quote unquote funny and hip
Yeah.
and gross
Yeah.
all at the same time. Fascinating.
Was it any of those things?
Not really any of those things much at all. Okay, this is revealing, but until probably 3 weeks ago, I still had a couple of those laying around.
Do you ever giggle at them?
No, there's not much to giggle at, to be honest. I mean, it's it was good. It was better than Highlights, definitely.
Well, everything's better than highlights.
Yeah.
Except for Goofus and Gallant. Like, you can't beat that part of
Goofus
highlights.
and Gallant, Caramel.
Gallant.
So yeah, no. Nickelodeon magazine was cool. I mean, I used to get the little Disney Digest thing sometimes as well.
What?
That was not cool. But the Nickelodeon magazine was cool, and they actually even had like wrapping paper for Christmas presents in there with dogs on them, just wacky stuff like that.
I don't understand that at all.
Well, just weird stuff like that. Have you ever been to like I don't know, maybe a Spencer's or something? You could get wrapping paper that was just meat.
No.
Have you seen that before? You never
No.
seen that before?
I don't buy wrapping paper.
Okay, all right.
I use the wrapping paper that's given to me.
That's interesting. It's funny. I've never ever received a gift from Nathan that was wrapped ever
I
in our relationship.
I use wrapping paper that's been given to me,
Bitch.
or I use a bag
What a fucking.
because it's 2018.
I'm not gonna say bitch because bitch is not a nice term.
It's also a much greener choice
That's
to use
true.
the bag.
I
I guess really what I should be saying is, hey, congratulations on killing the Earth.
So yeah, until a couple weeks ago, I still had Nickelodeon magazines hanging around.
Gross.
Yeah, it was weird.
We need to clean out some things.
I'm working on it. I got to tell you, I am working on it. Probably the last few shows, we were commenting on how hoardery it's become here in the basement, right?
Yeah.
And it's slowly getting better. Slowly getting better. Glacial, but it's getting there, yeah.
I mean, it'll get there eventually, maybe.
I really want to read Fear,
Okay.
the book.
Like right now?
No.
On the podcast?
I would love to, but I don't have it yet. No, I do want to read it though. I'm fascinated. I did read an article about some of the things that are going on, and it's old news at this point. But when you have to, when your employees take documents from your desk to preserve the democracy.
Yeah, that's not great.
To keep you from signing them? No, it's not great.
No.
It's not great. It's not great. My God.
I've been watching the news
Yeah.
lately,
Sure you have.
and I've been finding myself. I've drifted into a place where I'm no longer outraged, which isn't. I'm not saying this is a good thing anymore by stuff
Yeah,
like this.
sure.
But just another story will come across, and I'll just go, all right. Like that's the point that we've gotten to, where it's just that ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. And currently we're embroiled in this Kavanaugh business.
Yeah.
And I mean, I gotta say, like, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that the woman that accused him of misconduct. Mm-hmm. I forget exactly what her accusation was. I'm sorry.
That he raped her. Yeah.
I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
It's not great.
All right.
I believe that the news outlets have been using the more legally definable term of sexually assaulted.
That's what I thought.
But yeah, like
Okay.
it's all gropey and covering mouths and
Oh God.
yeah.
Okay. Well, see, I wasn't abreast of the details, but that's
What we call negative.
I mean, listen. I don't think you can have a guy like that on the Supreme Court. I'm just saying.
You say that.
I mean,
But
you can.
I know 51 senators who disagree with you.
I know you can, but you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't.
No, like the other. So, I think it was either today or last night. I just saw a news blurb because the woman accusing. First off, I want to say I feel very bad for this woman.
Yeah.
Not just because of that, but because she wrote a letter to her senator. Was it Elizabeth Warren?
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest.
What? It's going to hurt my head. Explaining what had happened and why she didn't think he should be there. Her senator, whoever it was that I'm blanking on, held on to this letter and didn't mention it until this last week.
Wow.
She had it in June.
Oh, wow. Okay.
June or July, one of the two. She's had it for a while. Now she wanted to remain anonymous because people are lunatics.
Right. Right.
And the pressure was so great after this letter leaked because they waited until a very convenient time to put this letter out there.
Of course. Of course.
That she felt like she had to come out and say, it was me, I'm the one who wrote the letter. And now there are all these stories about her family getting death threats and stuff like that. Like, this is why she wanted to remain anonymous.
Right. Of course. Of course.
And
I mean, and I think it's so hard. I mean, there's another story this week about a woman. God, I don't remember what state she was in, but basically she reported that she was raped. And then the whole town turned against her.
well, yeah.
You know what I mean? And look, I know we're two white guys sitting down here, right, talking about this. But I think we both recognize that stuff like this is you know, it's you can't dismiss it, right?
Right.
You know, and I mean, sure, if you look back in the past, I'm sure a lot of people that have been in positions of power, Supreme Court or otherwise, have been fucking horrendous human beings. I'm convinced of that.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely.
But now that we can know, you know what I mean? Now that we can know that, now that we have someone who's brave enough to come out and say something about it, that this happened to her, you can't ignore that, you know?
You say that. It was Dianne Feinstein, by the way.
Okay.
That's the Democratic woman who really screwed up that I'm very upset with.
Why did she wait around for that, I wonder?
I don't know, but I can tell you that the letter is dated July 30th. It just came out this last week.
Yeah.
She knew about it ahead of time.
Wow.
There's some questions to ask her.
It sits ill with you.
Yeah.
I mean, that.
I don't
take
like
your
it.
point. Yeah.
I don't like it when people play political games with like real life
People's
issues.
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I especially don't like it when it's a person who should and count themselves on the right side, should be on the right side of all of it,
Sure.
doing it because they think that like it's like their Hail Mary pass.
Right.
Like, oh, he's definitely going to pass. Sexual assault.
Right. Like it should have been out there.
I've been holding on to this.
Right.
Like you don't. This isn't a game where you hold on to your wild card until the convenient time to play it.
Right. No, I hear you, and that's where like you get into the idea of politics just being shitty because it's politics, right? Mm-hmm. But like, but I agree with you. It's not this woman's fault. It's not her fault that this happened to her.
Well, and it's not like there are a lot of people blaming her for being some political operative.
Right.
People blaming the FBI for not uncovering this during the background check because he's gone through multiple. Okay. She didn't disclose it, so the FBI doesn't know.
Right.
She didn't disclose it because she doesn't want her life ruined.
Exactly. Which is what's happening.
None of those people are to blame for anything.
Right. Which is what's happening to her at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure her whole life has been taken over by this.
And it's what happens to everyone to some degree when they come out.
Totally. Oh,
with
absolutely.
anything. I mean, even the people like let's look at the people who accused Harvey Weinstein of things.
Right.
Okay. They came out. Everyone agrees with them, but still their entire life now is defined by the actions of one other unrelated person.
Right. Of which
that they shouldn't have been they shouldn't have been subjected to it.
Right, exactly, in the first place. And so now they have to constantly talk about a terrible experience they had.
Yeah.
That wasn't their fault in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. I completely agree with you.
Like the people who came out with like the Louis C.K. stuff, their career, they said their career was ruined by him. In addition, now if they are ever interviewed about their comedy career or anything,
right,
number one question they're going to the person will want to ask them. They'll wait till like 3 or 4 questions in. It won't be the first question,
right? Not after a period of time.
Yeah.
But
that will be their question.
Right.
Every time. I mean, if they got a special on Netflix, all the reviews are going to be like, yeah, the person who saw Louis C.K. jerk it. That's their special. So, enjoy that.
which really sucks.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It is, yeah, because it's a window into why people don't say anything. You know what I mean?
It's a weird, double victimization.
Yeah, right. It is. Yeah, no, totally.
Even the people that people aren't blaming for anything. Again, Harvey Weinstein. No one has at any point in time looked at the Harvey Weinstein accusers and gone, they're trying to get away with anything. Everyone is on their side.
Right. Which is a change.
But still, their life, because of the way society will view it, completely jacked now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah. That's depressing.
No, but I mean, you know what? It is depressing, but I still think it represents some form of progress.
It does, but progress is slow. It's very slow.
Oh, it is.
There's no cheat code.
Horribly slow.
We've had this conversation at home many times, having a boy child.
Yeah.
With the penis and whatnot.
Sure. Me too.
Yeah. How, you teach them not to be douche nozzles.
Right.
Because, there's several levels of bad things. Not all people reach Harvey or Bill Cosby.
Right.
I mean, that's the top of the douche nozzle mountain right there.
That right side of the bell curve?
Uh-huh. If we were grading terrible people on the curve, they're knocked out.
Outliers. I think Malcolm Gladwell had a book about that. Yeah.
But I mean, to the point that there's like just the guys who are like really pushy all the time. Like that's a lower level
Yeah.
when you look at the general offense, but it's still the same general attitude. How do you teach the child not to be the douche nozzle?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, kids learn so much from us, right? And
Yeah.
so if you just model, if you just model good
See-
behavior,
I'm going to worry you here.
okay, worry
This
me.
is going to make you uncomfortable.
All right.
That is true. However, how many, like, do you think Harvey Weinstein saw Mr. Weinstein, his father, doing any of those things?
Oh, no, definitely not. Yeah.
So that happened completely independently of that.
That is true.
I mean, the attitude could have been demonstrated,
Yes.
but
The father could have demeaned women so much to think that you're right. Right.
yeah,
I mean, I agree with you. The particular manifestation
yeah,
of the horribleness,
like,
maybe not, but but the general putting down of the fair sex,
yeah.
that could have been there. You know
Maybe.
what I mean? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I would imagine it would be, only because we've progressed
Yeah. I mean,
in the years since.
like, there's gender roles and stuff like
Sure,
that you
sure.
can avoid, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just like a fingers crossed situation, really, with me.
Sure.
I do what I can, but man, I hope that kid doesn't turn out to be a douche nozzle. It's all I want.
There's only so much you can do.
I don't want him to live his life like an EDM DJ.
Oh boy.
That's not what I want.
Those people tend to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And just live generally like terrible people, I assume.
And in the interim.
Yeah.
Before the death.
I mean, it's just like you look at him and you're like, what do you mean bumblebees? You know?
You did it. You did it, you bastard.
It doesn't make any sense, but it works.
It worked. Congratulations. You win today's prize.
Thank you.
Which is an endless supply of this podcast.
Oh, man.
Sushi Jackknife.
Sushi Jackknife.
It's good to be back.